Every single season, trading back in the draft seems to come up, and the Atlanta Falcons never do it. But if there was ever a draft where it looks like it makes a lot of sense, it's this one. And there's for a few reasons. One, you have a lot of quarterback needy teams that could be wanting a Michael Penix or a JJ McCarthy, one of those other quarterbacks remaining. That would obviously bring in a pretty considerable haul because quarterback's the most valuable position in all sports. And if multiple teams want to get their hands on one of those guys, it's going to create a bidding war. But even beyond that, the biggest positions of need right now, or the biggest, we've talked about it, is edge. Well, there's 3 of them. I don't know if any 3 of them deserve to be going in the top 10. And I don't know if there's a huge difference in any 3 of those prospects. So move back. If you have them all rated closely, move back, grab the one that's available. But the positions that are going to be highly valued in this draft, receiver, if you don't want to go wide receiver at number 8 and Malik Neighbors is somehow there, or Rome Odunze, there's a boatload of teams. Just look at the Buffalo Bills back there. Now, do you want to move back to 28? Maybe not. But if you do, you're getting a few first-round draft picks, a couple first-round draft picks, and a couple second-round draft picks. That's a massive haul for a team like the Falcons who, could probably, I kind of like that direction. It's moving back a lot, but that's a haul that takes care of your future. And then considering, Joe Alt, you don't really need a tackle. He's one of the top tackle prospects. Tons of teams behind you. I mean, the Bengals, the Jets, the Bills, like all these teams could potentially be move up teams. And then you got the quarterback needy ones, the Broncos, the Raiders, all of them. There's a ton of options for the Falcons to move back in this draft. So if they ever were going to do it, this one at least seems more plausible than previous years.
Yeah, Terry Fontenot I've talked about it multiple times. It feels primed to do something he's never done before as a Falcons GM, whether that's trade back or take a defender. He's taken offensive skill players. He hasn't been taking an offensive lineman in the first round. So he feels primed to do something he's never done before. And I think Chase nailed it at the beginning that the reason why you would trade out is first, there's a demand. Secondly, what you are prioritizing doesn't exactly fit. And I do agree that Dallas Turner, Jared Verse, and Latu, none of them should be taken in the top 10. None of them are even close to Micah Parsons and he was taken in the back or
I think it was
11th. So, and I know the off the field stuff, that side regardless. These guys aren't even close to him. And they're obviously not close to the other guys who were taken in top 3, like the Bosas, the Myles Garretts of the world. Or even Josh Allen years ago, he was a top 5 pick. So I think, if you're the Falcons and you, like Chase said, see these guys rated similarly, it would behoove you to kind of trade back, acquire draft capital. And even if you're going back as far as, the Bills at, 26, I think 28, use one of those second round picks or extra third round picks you have this year to move back up the first round if you see fit. And I have the list is incredible because it looks like how the draft is going to shake out is there's going to be one premier tackle and one premier wide receiver on the board when the Falcons are on the clock, whether it be Joel Alt or Fashanu, excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze. 2 of those prospects seem primed to be on the board. And the list of teams that need a tackle or wide receiver or both is like half the league. Like the Jets, the Saints. I know that's probably not going to happen, but it could happen. Terry Fontenot has connections to New Orleans. The Bengals need a tackle. The Cowboys need a tackle. The Packers need a tackle. Hell, the 49ers and Chiefs need both a tackle and a wide receiver. They have the 2 last picks. You don't want the Falcons moving back that far, but that's the point is there are going to be so many potential suitors for the Falcons if they choose to move back.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention the quarterback teams.
The Vikings, the Broncos, the Raiders are right behind. There's even that
interesting prospect that is kind of the wild card in this draft in Brock Bowers, which, if someone really falls in love with him. He's a better
prospect than Dallas Turner and all those other guys.
Yeah, I mean, I know the tight end. I think teams are scared of taking a tight end because they see the Falcons are like, wow, you guys screwed up. But I think there's a lot more other reasons why the Falcons screwed up. I like the quarterback position and the fact that Kyle Pitts has injuries. Brock Bowers, to me, is one of the best tight end prospects. And I think if he doesn't go in the top 10, whoever gets him outside the top 10, I mean, what a steal, because that guy is a straight up damn football player. Coming up after the break, Michael Soroka makes his second start for the Chicago White Sox and looks a lot like the Maple Maddox of old.